Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Today's session we'll see CASA and TD module in FLEXCUBE. So CASA is nothing but current account, savings account. TD is term deposit. Why we are discussing together? Because all comes under the same screen, same underlying table. For TD, we have extra tables. Okay. So that's why we are discussing everything together now. I think all of you must be aware how the what is CASA and what is the difference between current account, savings account. Current account is meant for a lot of transactions. Savings account where you will have credit interest, and in current account it may go to negative balance. So there you have to have a debit interest. In savings account you have credit interest, and term deposit, as you all know, it's meant for the credit interest. There are a lot of variants. You have compound interest, simple interest. So all those formula and customizable formula. And some banks may come up saying, okay, if balance exceeds 10,000, then I need to apply different interest rate. Formula remains same, but my component, the rate may vary, or slab may vary, considering the principal amount may vary. So all those things, how it is designed in FlexCube, that we'll see. Actually, I have some other videos, so I have put just a recap of the previous sessions. Um, I think I can skip over here for the time being. This is the normal CASA or TD flow, how it is architectured in FlexCube. So first thing, it starts with account class. In account class, what we have is there only we define whether it is a current account, savings account, or master account, or deposit, and what are the underlying GLs, because whatever accounts that we create, those balances has to be reported under some GL. So that information, and then your statement parameters. Let me show the screen. Here I don't have access to FlexCube from this one, so okay, so not this. This interesting challenge. Yes, this is the sample screen where I give what is the account class description, and when I need to start and end date, and IBAN parameters, and GL, whether it is a credit type account or debit type account, and you will have restrictions. Restrictions meaning branch restriction, currency restriction, customer category restrictions. Those restrictions will be there, and product restrictions also, because for this account class, whatever account that you are creating, they will have a default product restriction, allowed or disallowed. Allowed only for certain products, disallowed for certain products, like that. And then preferences may there where you will have additional features, like whether overdraft is allowed, whether ATM allowed, checkbook allowed, what is the default reordering of checkbook facility, like if checkbook leaves 15 leaves used, then only remaining 10 is that, then automatically checkbook facility has to be a checkbook request has to go automatically. And then in case of deposit account, then what is the preference in the deposit? Like what is the minimum amount for a deposit, maximum amount for deposit, minimum tenor, maximum tenor, and whether partial redemption is allowed or full penalty is applied in case partial redemption, whether a rollover is allowed. So those preferences will be there. But however, most of the features are customizable at the account level. Some features are not allowed to customize, like minimum amount. It is not possible to customize at the account level. But rollover type something I can override at the account level, deposit level. And auto deposit in case of savings account, if it exceeds certain balance, you might have come across certain variants in your normal life, they give some super saver account. The moment you maintain some extra balance in your account, automatically that extra balance will be converted to TD, which gives more interest. That is how banks attract. Like if you in your account, if you keep more than 2 lakh, whatever the balance exceeding 2 lakh, that they will convert as a FD. In case if you want to use it, then you can redeem it from the screen from the your online banking portal, or when any debit happens, that DD gets automatically liquidated. So that kind of features comes in auto deposit. That is mainly for savings account. GL lines, as I told you, in case of debit balance or credit balance, which GL should be reported this particular account balance. In account, you have multiple status. When account goes for overdraft in a banking way, customer is supposed to pay the interest. If he doesn't pay the interest for 3 months, he is not doing any repayment, then that customer I need to notify as a loss or doubtful. So some kind of statuses will be there. So you might have come across like non-performing assets. Customer is not paying for 4 5 years, so then that has to be moved to different status. So when and that particular account is moved to another status, what is the GL? So that information is provided in the GL lines. This is for the status rule. As I said, if customer is not paying for 30 days, what should be the new status? For the new status, what is the GL? That is given here. And this amount block, in case customer is having a lot of overdue, customer having around overall 15,000 overdue, and customer gets only 10,000. So, but this 15,000, multiple loans or multiple other charges are waiting for the 15,000. Whenever I get a 10,000, how to distribute? That order is given here. Let's say loan given preference means then that 10,000 will go to loans. If loan is having only 7,000, then remain card overdue, then remaining will go for card. So like that, order of distribution, in case customer gets any credit and he was in negative balance, that order of distribution is mentioned here. And this is statement preference, like primary, secondary, third. So 3 statements we can define. And that's it. This fields is for the UDF, and these are the banking channels, how to what are the channels allowed, and the limits, ATM limit and withdrawal limit, those things. These are all the new features. When this notice and the default limits channels, these are all the new features in 14. That's it. And this is about account class setup. So let us come back to this flowchart. So far, clear, right? Any doubt on the account class? Hello?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Right. So this is just at a high level. Like if you open the screen and do the maintenance, then you will get lot of doubts. And I given the link also there. I'll share the sheet. You can refer it further. Okay. Now, once I create the savings account, let us discuss on the savings account for the clarity, better clarity. Because savings account, current account, as I told you, main difference is current account, mainly you will have debit interest. Again, it can vary based on bank to bank. Some banks have interest on the current account also. So if I talk about only one savings account, then the same thing holds good for debit account also. So in savings account, you will have interest product and charge product. So this is what we call it as IC module, IC interest and charges. That's what in shortly we call it as IC module. So this is a subset of CASA module. This is not a main module, but this is a subset where all interest and charges as to whatever calculation that is supported by this particular module. So here broadly we specify charge differently and interest differently. First we'll look at the interest product. In interest product, as I told you, we have different formulas, a simple interest formula and compound interest formula, or I can have a slab-based formulas and all those things. So for that, how FlexCube is designed is we have IC rules. We create one rule. That IC rule is attached with the interest product. In this interest product only, this account class is attached. So when I define the account class, that time in this account class screen, I don't link IC product. Here I don't mention the IC product. Here I just mention the template of an account. In the interest product only, we attach what are the account classes can use this product plus currency combination. What are the account class plus currency? That combination can be used. That is maintained over here. Again, we'll see in detail how the IC rule and IC interest product, how it is used, that we will see in the next slide. Once this is linked over here and the accounting rules and everything maintained here, then we need to maintain the default rates for the account class and currency combination. So in this, we will have account class, currency plus effective date, this product. So there only we will maintain the default rates. As the moment we say PNR by 100, where R is a UDE value that will be in subsequent screen. There we have to mention effective of this date, what is the rate, and that is the default rate. So whenever my account is getting created, at the end of day, system will automatically in the internal tables will resolve this interest product and will resolve the rate also. So this makes complete to calculate the interest. Then this default rate, everything is resolved at the account level. So my interest calculation will work perfectly. And when it comes to the charge product, this is a charge nature. Charge meaning I have given some service to him. I'm always expecting money from him. Whereas in interest, I'm giving a credit to the customer in savings account. In the current account, I debit money from the customer account. So this can come as a credit nature or debit nature. But whereas charge, mostly 99% you will have only the debit nature of the customer. Where customer has utilized some service, for that I am going to charge. What kind of services like checkbook and stop payment, check return, or customer has utilized money withdrawal or cash transaction over the branches. So for that, I can charge the customer based on the bank need. Let us take a scenario uh, where I want to give only 5 branch transactions for the customer. In case of it would be a cash withdrawal or cash deposit, I want to allow only 5 transactions. If it exceeds above 5, I want to charge 100 rupees per transaction in the month. So at the month end, system will take a count on how many transactions he has performed, and as per the slab wise, system will apply the charges. So up to 5, we will maintain 0 charge. After 5, for each transaction, we'll maintain some certain rate. That we'll see in detail how it is done. But at the high level, this is what is meant. And then this guy does not have any another screen. Everything we maintain in the charge product only. So interest product has more flexibility than the charge product, meaning interest product has effective rate based on some effective date. From next month, I want to put a different rate, and from next year, I want to put a different rate. This is possible. But whereas in the charge product, I don't have effective date. The moment I change that day night, it is effective. From that time onwards, it is effective. So in case bank says no, I want to charge from first of next month, then first morning you have to go and modify the product. Whereas interest product give the leverage, I can modify now itself with the effective date of, I can put the rate with the effective date of 1st of July. But for interest product, we have to go and do on that day. Okay, that is the high level difference. And after that, once we create an account, as I told you, end of day, there is a process called IC resolution. This will resolve based on the account class currency combination given in the interest and charge product. It will take and put it in the IC tables for the calculations. On top of it, then we have something called this is a default rates at the product level. At the account level, I may want to give some special rates for some particular accounts. So in the account screen, I can go and attach the interest and charge product. If I want to waive, I can waive, or if I want to change the rate, I can change the rate over here. Again, here also this goes based on the effective date. This guy, there is no effective date. It goes immediate with immediate effect. Okay, so let me go and see the account screen so that how it is linked will come to know. Yes. Yeah, this is customer account. Here we give this we might have seen. Here we create the customer account. If I want to give the special provisioning, if I go to the interest tab, it will allow me to link whatever the special product needs. There I can customize the rates, and likewise for the charges also. Okay. Let me see that interest screen. I think you are all aware for this interest amount, available balance, current balance, right? That you're familiar? Difference between available balance and current balance, value date balance.
Not much clear. Like,
Okay.
Available balance in the sense how much money we have in our account, and another one is how much we have to utilize.
Okay. I'll explain in the next one. So this is the when you click on that interest button, this is how it appears. So let's say I want to calculate the interest, but credit to some other account. I have 2, 3 accounts. Calculate all the interest on savings account, but when you credit the interest, you credit to my current account. So in this, I can say this is the booking account. I can always say calculation is my savings account, but booking is on the current account. I can give. Similarly, if I want to deduct charges from some other account, I can mention different account over here. Okay, this is the extra leverage that it gives. I don't want to, in this savings account, I will have 1 lakh. I don't want to disturb this balance. Whatever interest that you are giving, you give it to current account. If any charges, you take it from the other current account. That is possible over here. Okay, and this is the interest product where I can add what is the product code, and if I want to waive, I can waive or keep it open. And below that, you will have effective dates uh, and the UD rates we can maintain. And this is the for the charges. When I click the charges, so here also it gives what is the product code, whether waive it or open. And here I can mention the charge amount. If I don't maintain here, then it will take whatever is there at the product level. Okay. So this is particular, so this maintenance part is okay. If you have any doubt, please ask. Next, I'm going to explain how the IC rule is defined, how the interest product, how the charge product, how the interest calculation works. So, but before going there, this is the flow of, how your interest and charges is attached with the account and account class. Okay. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Fine.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Now, as I told you that CASA in STD ACCLS screen, we will go and create it. It's a template with the default features, and we have restrictions like which customer or currency or branch product, that restrictions are there, and amount block order, statement preference, and status rule. So this is what we have seen broadly at the yesterday CASA explain. And next, we have seen already how what is the interest and what is charge. Interest is nothing but you based on your balance or based on some other certain conditions. You will when you start working on it, when you see the real scenarios, you will come to know. But mainly it is used based on your balance. I will charge the customer, or I will in case of negative balance, I will give the debit interest. In case of positive balance, I may give the credit interest. The charges is mainly for the features, or he has used some service that I want to charge. So that one. And charges, it can be a day or month end charges. Day end charges, like when today, if I'm issuing a checkbook, I will charge it today itself. I don't wait for the month end. If I issue a statement, I may charge in the day end itself. I will not wait for the month end. But transactions, as I said earlier, like in a month, I want to give five transactions free, then I need to wait for the month end. And I can have weekly charges also. Just I'm giving the high level. Okay. And then charges, as I said in the previous one, like per transaction, I can charge, or group of transaction. If he has exceeded 5 transactions, I want to charge certain flat amount, or up to 5 to 10, I will charge 100 rupees irrespective of number of transactions. Let's say if he has done 6 transactions, 7 transactions, 8 transactions, I will charge only 100. If he is exceeding 10, then I will charge 500. Like that also we can put. That's what we call it as slab and tier basis. So slab means like if he is exceeding that, then I will apply for the exceeding whatever exceeded. Tier means like based on number of transaction I will charge. So I hope you understand the difference. And I will put it here. Five transactions, 10 transaction, 15 transaction. In slab, I'll say 0. Here I say 100. Here I say 200. Here I'll say 10, 10, 15. So if customer is doing 6 transactions, as per the slab, we will get 100. As per the tier, he will get only 10. Because what I'm saying is, if customer is exceeding fine, then up to 10, I'm charging 100 rupees. Suppose customer is doing 7, here is still he charged with 100, but here I'm charging with 20, because for each transaction I will charge 10. You are getting it right? Like one is
Okay.
the bucket,
yes.
and another one is per transaction I'm going to charge.
Okay, it get added up. The tire freights will get added up on based on the next transaction.
Correct. I'm from 6 to 10, I will charge 100. It doesn't matter whether you are doing 6 transactions, 7 transactions, 8 transactions. But in this case, since you crossed 5, for each transaction, I'm charging 10. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, it can be daily, monthly, yearly, and anything is possible. And for interest, debit interest for the negative balance, credit interest for positive balance, or some special charges might come. Let's say I want to charge the customer for some feature, like I have given some online banking. For some customers, I have given online banking, and I want to customize in such a way that the charge has to be first 3 months. It has to be free, and after that I want to charge. So it's a charge, but customizable charges, but that will fit only in the interest formula. So that kind of nature also might come. So under interest module, I can apply charges. So that's why I'm saying some special charges based on some balance or other parameters. If he's maintaining some certain balance, then I don't want to charge him. Like fall below fees, I can say. if you breach the minimum balance, I want to charge. It's a charge nature, but based on some certain condition. So it has to be a interest product, but nature of the transaction is nature of the fees is charge. So this is one sample example. If you are not maintaining the minimum balance in a month, then I will charge the customer. So I need to check the balance before applying the charges. So that can be done only with the interest product, not with the charge product. And then there is some concept called accrual. This is an important term in the banking. Why we are doing accrual, will explain you. If you have not come across, I think most of people not come across this. In case for credit interest or debit interest, let's say for credit interest, I'm going to credit the customer on the month end, not every day. So whatever balance he is maintaining, I'm supposed to pay the interest, but I'm going to pay only on the month end. But as a bank, I want to know how much I'm liable to pay as an interest. I have not paid, but I want to know how much I'm supposed to pay. So this information is accrued. This is what we call it as accrued. Accrual meaning this not impacted in the customer account, but it is impacted in my internal books, bank expense books. Okay, because of the credit interest. For credit interest meaning like it's debiting from the bank income and crediting to the customer. So it's a debit from the my expense book and credit to customer account. So there is an accrual GL. Okay, that sample I provided here. Here I have given in detail. So during the process, during the accrual process, this is an event, accrual event. I credit income. This is for the debit interest here actually given. I'm debiting the receivable and crediting the income. Income is given to the bank, and this receivable GL. Finally, during the liquidation event, I debit the customer and credit the receivable GL. So this GL is nullified after the liquidation. But during the accrual, this only will have the balance. This income I'm recognizing every day or every week. That is based on the accrual frequency. You have any doubt in this accrual? I'm sure it's difficult to catch up the first time.
So this accrual is basically a it's kind of like if the loan is getting deducted, that whatever EMI we are paying out. So in that the same bank account will be debited, and in that loan of the bank it get credited over it.
Okay, let us not go to the
Similarly,
loan account. Let us come to the account itself. Let's say your credit account. Okay, we'll put it over here. Because when I go to the loan, then I have to explain other things. For credit interest itself, we'll talk about it. Let's say you kept a balance of 10,000.
okay.
10,000, or let us keep some more amount testing only. So 12% is the rate of interest you are keeping for 30 days. So as per the simple interest formula, P R, this is N, and since the rate is for 360 days, I'm calculating like this. So 100 is the interest that I have to pay at the 30th day. Okay, and customer account, I will see only one entry, credit of customer, credit of 100. Okay, and in the bank, what happens? Debit has to happen on the expense GL 100, because this is an expense for the bank, correct?
Yeah.
Instead of me doing at the month end, what they are doing is this 100 they are calculating every day. So for 1 day, what is supposed to be? It's supposed to be
Oh.
3.33. So instead of posting this entry, what they do is debit my expense per day 3.33 and credit receivable 3.33. This is on the first day. Sorry. Okay, this is on first day. Second day also they do the same thing.
But sometimes, the percent of interest, it's getting changed from the bank side, right?
Correct, correct.
So,
That time that rate will use they will use.
okay.
As in
They
that
will increase in the other upcoming days.
correct. So for us now our aim is to understand what is the accrual.
Okay.
Okay, and then let us take a baby step and then we'll go to the next one. Okay, so like this it will happen for 30 days. So if I calculate for 30 days, this into 30, it comes this one. On the last day, it will post one more one extra entry, 3.34. It will post because it has to match the 100. So it will do the adjustment. It will finally post 100. Now I have kept debiting my expense and credited the receivable GL. Okay, so this expense instead of realizing on the month end, I'm keep doing on every day. So in any day, if a bank takes okay this much expense I already spent, so it is not a surprise for me on the month end, or some can be a quarterly or half yearly. So I don't need to wait until the month end or quarterly to realize what is my expense. Okay, this amount is lying in a receivable GL. So what they do, instead of debiting the expense on the month end, I just debit my receivable because here I keep increasing my credit balance of this receivable, right? So this I will nullify over here. So this process, why they are doing this accrual is only internal to the bank. This is not exposed to customer. As a customer, I'm seeing only this credit entry. But this credit entry is split into 30 internal entries.
But amount will get credited only on the last day.
Similarly for loans also, even though you are paying an EMI consists of your principal and interest. So that interest amount is calculated for each day. It may vary bank to bank. Instead of doing on every day, I can do or weekly also. Okay, to reduce the load on my system. So I will calculate for each day and accumulate for the week and post at the weekend or every day I will post. In this bank, we are doing every day. Okay. So here we have it as a everyday accrual, everyday accounting entries are getting posted. So this is how your accrual happens. Finally, liquidation, whatever this on intermediary GL, parking GL, this we can say as parking GL. This parking GL, from this parking GL, I take the amount and give it to customer or take it from the customer and put it over here.
So when the transaction from the bank to customer, if it happens, that we call it as a term of liquidation.
Yeah, when the customer account getting impacted on the day, that is called liquidation. Where customer account is not impacted and only my internal GLs are getting impacted, that is called accrual.
Accurate. Okay.
So all this accrual is that's what you might have come across the term, like you keep accumulate, okay, and then one day it gets busted kind of thing. So it's like that. So you keep accumulate your expense or thing you are keep realizing every day, and then finally it's not a burden for me. I'm giving it on that day particularly. It is like like how you are saving money in your hundial. You every day put small amount, then finally you take. So it's like that.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. And this is at the interest, and then again we have the screens. I'll show you how this Okay, before going to the interest product, first we need to create the rule. Okay, first we'll go to the interest product, then I will come to the charge product. Before creating the interest product, underlying rule has to be created first. What we mentioned in the rule, the calculation. In this Excel sheet, I have done this calculation, right? This calculation I have to do. So this is my principal rate. This is
Tenor.
tenor. Tenor. This is days. Okay. So this principal, I'll take whatever the credit balance or whatever thing. So this is all these things has to be stored in some variable for you, because if I take the PLCL, everything is a variable. This you declare as some principal variable, rate variable, tenor variable, right? So these things has to be defined as a variable. So what FlexCube does is FlexCube is giving you predefined variables. That is called system defined elements. Okay, these variables we call it as system defined elements. Where balance is nothing but is taken from the customer account, right? That you cannot input the balance. The balance has to be taken automatically. So system is giving multiple SDEs to give the balance as based on your need. Okay, I'll give you some sample elements. You have value dated balance, you have booking date balance, and then you have average balance. So like that. Okay. These are the SDEs. Monthly average balance. This consolidated means like if you have 3-4 accounts, then consolidated, what is the average balance? And then OD limit, what any overdraft limit is given, and what is the current balance, and what is the opening balance. Minimum balance required, this comes from the account class level. And what is the account limit? TOD limit. Account limit is nothing but based on your collateral that you provide. TOD is temporary overdraft, where without much documentation this is provided. And this is line amount. This again this all comes under the limits module. The difference you will come to know in the limits session. Okay. And then days. This is like if I'm having the balance next day, it's 20 days. This is 10 days. So on 1st June, this is 21st June 23. So from 1st June to 20th June end of day, I had this balance. So days is 20 days. Okay. For month end, we have 30th June, but we have until 30th June end of day we need to consider. So here I consider as this one. I need to apply, this becomes 10 days. So until 30th June end of day, I need to consider this balance. Assume that 30th June night, I'm doing the calculation. Until and that day night, I will take it. So this is how my balance breakup will look. Okay, this is how my balance breakup will look like. So this tenor days, in case my rate change or principal change from this date to this date, how many days are there? So that many days system will give us an SDE days. And month, similarly, what is the period? And this month, basically, whenever you do the calculation in interest calculation, how many months, how many days I'm considering in a month, whether 30 days or 31 days or actual days. Because whenever I define a rate, here I'm saying 12% rate per year. Okay, it may be a leap year or it may be a non-leap year. So bank has a standard. Okay, I will always consider 360 days in a year kind of thing. 360 days means every month I consider as 30 days. Why I'm doing like this? Because I'm saying per month this is the interest. Then if I go with the tenor days, right? For February also I have to calculate the same interest. For January also I have to calculate the same interest, but the number of days are very different. Understand, right?
Yes.
Number of days is different.
Yes.
Let's
Yes,
say
number of days.
number of days is very different. So what will happen? In February month I will give different interest, and January month I will give different interest. March, April I will give different interest, because one has 31 days, one has 28 days or 29 days, and one has 30 days. So to normalize it, what most of the bank does is they always take, okay, I'll assume every month has 30 days, in a year 360 days. So it again it is based on the central bank guidelines also, because in this bank earlier we had this 360, and then what later central bank told, no, you have to consider actual days. So based on that, then it has changed. In India, for home loans and all, they are considering the actual number of days in a month. So if I look at my statement, 1 month I will have more interest, next month I will have less interest, and even though after paying the principal, another month I will have more interest, because that month I have 31 days, so 1 day interest will be more. But with this, my whatever the number of days in a month, my final result is not going to change, because I am assuming 360 days in a year and 30 days in a month. Okay, that parameter is what we are getting from days, month, and year. Days is anyhow, that is between the from date to date, month and year is like that. These are the example of SD, what and all what is already defined in the system, what is already available with the system, that is given in SDE. And here rate is something system cannot define on its own. Something has to be fed in by the user or by the bank. So this one comes as an UDE, user defined element. See, if you look at both are variable, one variable, this value is taken by the system itself. This is given by the user. And once we define this, okay, let me go to the screen so that am I going speed, or you want me to slow down a little bit? This
No, it's going fine.
okay. So this is your rule screen. Here I mentioned the rule ID. This is a 4-digit for alphanumeric. Okay. Then give the rule description, and then I'll say whether this is applicable on the opening month and applicable on the closing month, because I can open account in the middle. Okay, because I not necessarily that everybody opens on the month beginning. And then in case if I don't want to give the interest on that first month and the closing month, these features can be given. And then here, based on my requirement, I will attach whatever the element. Here again, based on the this one, if I take this simple one, here I'm going to give the interest on the credit balance. So I need daily net CR bal. I think this USD is exist. Just assume that this SD is there. This is the principal, and this is the rate, credit rate, and this is days. So this and this are SDE. And then here, if you look at, I have used 360, that is year. So in this is SDE. These three are SDE. This is UDE. So in here you will maintain what are the balance. Okay. Here if I look at, I'm taking credit balance. Why I'm taking credit balance? There is an SDE which gives only the credit. In case account balance is negative, it will give us 0. Okay, so I need to consider always the credit balance. That's why I'm taking a credit balance. Similarly, you have something for debit balance also. Basically for current accounts, I want to charge the interest on the debit balance only, right? So I'll take only the debit balance. It gives in a positive figure, but even for debit balance also, it will give in positive figure only. Because finally, interest you are going to calculate, finally you are going to debit, your accounting entry will set up, everything will be under debit. So we always take the absolute figure. And then here you will have this balance, daily net CRBAL, days and year. Here you will give the credit rate. Once you give, then here you will have the formula button. In this formula button, we define what kind of formula it is. So here I am saying I have booked formula, non-booked formula, and tax formula. These things are available here. We have to mention. So in our case, credit interest, I will go with the booked formula. A non-booked formula will come in case of the complexity, where I want to use it, and I have two kind of expression. Based on first expression result, I want to put another one. So in that case, I will be using non-booked formula that I will explain it down. This non-booked formula does not have any accounting entries, used only for your internal calculation, and this we can use it in the another booked formula. Booked formula is what finally it will come in the accounting entry setup, the credit or debit, and in case accrual required, it will be there. And then here we give. See, here it comes, right, booked flag. Here only it comes booked or non-booked or tax. And then whether it is debit or credit will mention here, accrual required. And what is the periodicity calculation. And then here, how to consider the year. This year, whether it is 360 or 365 or actual, that is given over here. And if I don't want to do anything, no, if I want to make it standard based on the currency definition, I can take it. Let's say for AED, now they are saying 365. For in the INR, I can have 360. So based on the currency, dynamically it can change. Same formula, based on the currency, it will apply either 365 or 360. Okay, that leverage it gives. That's why we are not hard coding in the formula 360 like that. Otherwise, we can hard code this, we can ignore this year and we can hard code 360. Why we are not doing? Because same formula I will be using it for multiple currencies. Every currency has its own consideration. That's why we are not hard coding it. We are using this year formula. Okay. And these are the main things. And then underneath you have formula wizard. In the formula wizard only, we will give this expression. This is how a formula wizard looks. Here, if I click plus, then I'll get expression where we will put expression number 1, condition and the result. This works like if else if condition only. I can have more expression. If I have only one expression, then if condition, end if, that's it. If I have second expression, if, else if, and end if, like that. If I have 3, if, else if, and so at if I have 3 condition, it will only one result will get executed, because as you know that if else, if condition matches, then only this result will get executed. So this is the sample thing. See, daily net VD bal. This will be the condition. If it is less than 0, then I am going to apply what is the debit. This is I am given for the debit interest. In case if I want to for a credit interest, then I will put daily net variable greater than 0, then daily net variable, days, credit rate, and year, like that I will put. For debit interest, I have given a sample like this. So as I said, here I have given for the debit balance. Balance will be the SDE, year and days, and debit rate will be there. This will be the formula number, condition, and result. Okay, and next expression I can put daily net variable greater than 0, and then I can put another one, but any one only will execute. I can have another formula for another interest. So in one rule itself, I can give two different interest also, credit interest, debit interest, both I can give. Let's say for current account, for credit balance, I want to give credit rate, credit interest. For debit balance, if I want to give debit interest, everything I can put it as one rule itself. But two different formula. One is debit formula, second is credit formula. Okay. So here I have given a sample for the debit interest. On 1st January, customer had a 10,000, which is a positive balance for 4 days, because on 5th January only balance is for 4 days. No interest, because this says if it's less than 0 only, I am going to apply the result. Condition not satisfied. So for 4 days, no interest. On 5th January, account balance goes to minus 20,000. In accounting terms, if we put it in the bracket, it is treated as a negative interest. Okay. So it goes to 20,000 negative balance. It is there for 2 days. Rate of interest remains same. My condition is satisfied here because balance is less than 0. So 13.33 is the interest, debit interest. So likewise, the system calculates for 31 days. 31 days, 104 is the debit interest. And this is my sample accounting entries. Yeah, you want to ask something? Have any confusion, or you want me to go through again? If you have anything.
So I just forgot actually that in the tool page we click on the plus for system variable and the UDE variable, right? So like whatever variable for that particular rule we are creating like CR underscore rate. So that will be is it kind of a unique or is it maintaining in any table? That's
No.
we are
This
saying.
SDE is system given that you cannot change. In LOV, you will get only whatever is there. But when it comes to UDE, it is not an LOV. I'll show it.
So that system, whatever existing LOV we have, right? So that is like the product, whatever it's providing. So where can we check it? Only from the LOV or is it
no, yeah,
from some table?
there's a separate screen also available.
Okay.
But you will come to know based on the experience and after the usage as a beginner. Okay. So even you just go through this manual. Okay, whatever is given. This gives you where to check. There is one screen also is available. But if you want to create something new, underlying code has to be there. So that screen gives only the high level definition. Okay. But underlying, we have to write a code to support that. So by just creating in that screen, so system will not create new SDE.
Okay. So from that screen, it will create a system defined environment.
No. After I put the coding, I will put the definition over there.
Okay.
So that screen is available to you to see what are the SDEs, how what is the nature of SDE.
Okay.
So so basically that's a factorship data. You are not allowed to do any change over there. Okay. But user defined elements, here it's a free text. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will be mentioning whether it is a rate or number or what. In case of rate, then system will look any underlying, if you attach any rate code, right? Whenever that changes, then it will change automatically.
Oh, yeah.
If it is a number, then you cannot attach rate code.
So where do we mention the UD values at the account level?
No, this is the first place you are going to give the name for UDE.
Yeah, right.
Okay, after this, you are using it in the formula. After using it,
No, where can I mention the UD value?
After that, you look at this flow, this default rates, right? After attaching my AC rule to product, I create and I linked with the account class and currency, and then I comes to the default rate, either here or here. Here the default rate. Here, if I want to give the special rate, then I mention here.
This is at the account level only, no?
This is at the if you look at the high level, for all our salary accounts, they will not have any special rate. Special rate comes for some corporate accounts, and also my majority of the 90% of the account goes with the default rate only.
Like either floating or fixed.
Floating or fixed or whatever thing, correct. Okay, so here only first time I'm giving the UDE name. So naming ceremony happens here only for UDE, and the usage comes over here. When the values, assigning the values comes over here, but in between, this variable, whatever we declared over here, is used inside the formula. So with this, my IC rule is created. Now I need to go and attach it to the interest product. Okay. So rule is clear, right?
Nitya, you had a conclusion on that, how the values were picked or how, whether it's stuck
No,
before?
I had a doubt on that system variables, how they are defining.
See,
Like
here,
existing product. So he said some other string.
Say ICD, SDE, MN. This is how it looks.
Okay.
Mostly SDE we will not maintain manually. It comes as part of system, factorship data, system data, defined data. We are not supposed to change. No? The principal component is always same, right? What is your account balance? It's always going to be same. You cannot change based on your account, right?
Yeah, correct. That's what I have average balance and I have consolidated average balance. So like that. So underlying, I need to write some code for it, right? If I say average balance, then I need to write a code to get the average balance considering the number of days and everything. So that's why I'm not giving the. So here you can see what are the things available. Okay.
Okay.
Now next, then after I create in this example, I have given only one formula. Okay, whether debit interest or credit interest, and then I will use that in the interest product. In 14.7, they are given some custom SDE. This again we have to see how does this.
So we can write the code for the SDE.
That's what they says. Yeah, this is the interest product. Interest and charges. My product screen is same. Okay, there is no different screen for interest and charges. It's the same. Here only we give the product code again 4-digit alphanumeric code, and then here we say whether it is deposit or tax kind of thing. Here booking type. Here we have the whether interest or charge booking type. If it is interest, then I have to give the rule over here. In case charge, then I have to give the basis, charge basis. This I will tell what is the what are the charge basis. First we will look for the interest product. I give the product, and these are the common thing that you might have come across any product. After giving the interest, then I'll give the role. The moment I give role, then after I need to go to the accounting roles. In that, for how many
Sorry,
formulas?
what is the booking account type that I missed?
That's either it'll have two options, either interest or charge. So this is where I'm
Okay,
defining
okay.
whether it is, whatever the product I'm going
Interest
to create,
component or
interest product, interest nature or debit nature, charge nature.
charge.
Okay, for in case of TD, then I will put interest plus deposit. Okay. And when we go to the accounting roles, there's upon authorization of role, that time itself system would have created some roles, role codes based on the rule ID and formula number and income receivable. Because when you are creating the formula, that time itself you have mentioned whether it is a debit formula or credit formula. So based on that, system would have created underlying role codes. Okay. So there in accounting roll
Yeah,
code.
1 minute.
Yeah.
So, Nitya, this you were checking last time, right? When you and Infant were modifying the class component, right? I
Yes,
asked you to do some unlock and save.
correct.
So
Yeah.
that time,
Yeah.
system and underlying it was updating or creating entries in the table. Okay.
Oh.
Similarly, when you create a rule here, system will create a list of amount tax and accounting rules here.
Correct.
So that is what he explained now.
CSTB Act role ideally system should create out there.
That accounting role table,
Yeah,
it was
correct.
Yeah, you were
not.
checking, right? Yeah, that table will populate after you create the rule and authorize.
Okay.
But I remember it had an issue. It was not doing in our environment. So we inserted from the back end, right? Nitya?
Yes, we inserted for our product from backend.
For
So
our role.
maybe it was checking some flag. Okay, if it is one sat equal to no, and if it is getting changed to n to s, then only it was inserting. Maybe we might not have checked that condition.
Okay, no, we created a new role only. We then went to a different screen and authorized. Okay, whatever. It is
Okay.
supposed to do. If it is not doing, then it has
And
to be
that package was whatever the rule it is generating, that hash package had a issue. So we have fixed that issue. Maybe post that it start working on it.
Okay, could be, because IC rule, it creates the dynamic procedure, because whatever that we were talking, that if else if and all, everything will be there in the procedure, because system during the calculation, system does not go to this maintenance. Upon authorization of the IC rule, system automatically creates the dynamic procedure. So that day night procedure only is called internally, and all the calculations are done. Okay, so in the accounting role, we attach the GL codes, and the event we give accrual and ILIC event. And in this preference, is what we link the account class and currency codes. I'll go to that screen. Yeah, this preference. Here I mentioned whether accrual is required. This product level meaning, let's say I have 1,000 accounts. Instead of posting accrual for each account, I can post as a single consolidated. Anyhow, I want to know at the high level only. So why I need to post the accrual for each account? Instead of that, let it post as a consolidated entry. But I will not get the breakup from the accounting entry. Breakup has to be obtained from the internal tables only. So if I want to have the accounting entry with a breakup, then this has to be unchecked, so that accounting entry will post for each account accrual entry. This is only for the accrual. So accrual day, how many days once you want the accrual, whether it is daily, if it is weekly, or whatever thing. And then bearing method, this is a standard where you have bearing payment method. By default, we keep it as bearing only. And then this is for the liquidation. How many days, months, year. If I want a month, every month, then days and year I'll keep 0 and keep 1. If I want for weekly, then days I will put 7. If I want bi-weekly, then I will put 14. If I want yearly, then I will put one over year. let's say if I want for 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, then I put all as 111. So it means 396 days, 365 plus 30 plus 1 kind of thing. And if I want to start from the account opening month, from that month, I'll mention here. If I don't put, then first month is ignored. And then when let's say we are putting monthly, now we have to say whether if I open account today, should I calculate today is what 8th, then next liquidation will come on 8th July. Instead of that, we can always say on month end, this one. And then from when you want to affect this particular product, from when you want to liquidate this. Now I can create, but I want to keep it effective only from the July means, then I will always put, okay, 30th June, if I put, whatever accounts I create today, this month and this month nothing will happen. It will do everything from the next month only. So this is where the I can link, create account and everything, but interest calculation will be effective only from the particular date. And this back validated calculation, suppose I attach a rate code, and this month now I realized for this month interest rate should not be 12, it should be 10. This one. So I can go back and change it for this month. This month only accrual has happened, not the liquidation. But if I want to put it as 1st of May, it means already for May month I have given the interest to the customer, or I have taken the interest from the customer. But now I am changing the rate for May month. So what will happen? System will find the difference. That is called accrued amount. That accrued amount, do you want to calculate it or not? If I say record, if I say not record, then system is not going to fire that adjustment. If I say record, then it will put it in the, it will calculate and adjust in the current month. That's what we say capitalized or non-capitalized. So either you want to post it as a separate entry in the June month liquidation, or put it as a consolidated amount.
How many days backdated is possible?
See, back,
Recalculation.
there is no restriction over here how many days. But again, you have the effective date at the product and effective date at the account. Let's say if I opened account only in the mid of March, May, and I'm doing the back validated change for January, for that account only 15 days.
Okay, okay. It will not be applicable for the existing accounts, right? It will
No,
only
existing
for
accounts
the...
also. No, existing accounts also. So let's say I opened account last year, and I was paying. I got paid for 12% every month. And this month you are changing the rate for January. So for January to May month, I was paid with 12%. Now the rate has changed to 10%. The remaining 2%, which means every month 10 dirham, that 50 dirham, I need to adjust now.
So in the last 6 months, it will do a recalculation.
Last 6 months, it will do a recalculation. That day night, it will do the recalculation, find that amount. That is called accrued amount. That accrued amount, also you will have an accounting entry in the accrual as well as the liquidation. There it will have an amount.
But there is no the parameter on how much backdated it is possible.
No, that is not there. That is not there. That parameter is not there.
Maybe that is based on the back period supported or back financially posted.
Correct. That is on the branch level you have, but for rate code change, there is no such balance. We understand. For in the branch level, we have some parameters. How many days back period is allowed, but for the rate, there is no such thing. But that is controlled by the bank only.
Okay.
And then this defer liquidation is meant for instead of posting at the month end, wait for 2-3 days and then you post it. Why we are doing it? Because I normally receive a rate change on the 1st of every month for the previous month means, then I need to wait for 1 or 2 days to get the rate change. Then whatever with that effective date, I will put the liquidation. So here what happens, if I say back validated calculation not required, but if I do the rate change for the previous month, then I'm losing the interest, right? So deferred liquidation is like I calculate interest and everything. I wait for this many number of days. So let's say if I put 2 days, its system will wait for 2 days, and third day system will post the accounting entry and the customer account. In between,
How the system will understand it is not required, then we will have to go to the.
that's what here I mentioned in the deferred liquidation. This flag is enabled. Then I'm saying how many days it's required. So on that day night, system will put there is an underlying table. I have a deferred liquidation date. That
So you're
liquidation
saying
date.
for the products which have been marked as not required, system will check additional condition whether we have opted for deferred liquidation.
Yes. This
If it is there, then it will do the.
Yeah, so customer might come and this month I'm supposed to receive interest on month end, but I did not receive. Meaning we need to check this also, whether any deferred liquidation is there or not.
And how about this liquidation month end? Is there any parameter like a holidays or no holidays? What about if the
even
month
if it
end
is
a holiday?
If month end is a holiday also, let's say this 30th June, if it falls on, let's say in Arab regions, that Friday is holiday. So system is moves from 29th to 1st directly. So
where can that parameter move backward or move forward? It's branch parameter.
And then for me, it's a two different period, right? This is one period, this is one period. So system takes a cut. Okay, whatever is supposed to liquidate, I will liquidate here. So until 30th accrual and liquidation happens, and first only accrual entry is posted. So system identifies that this is a month end. So system has the capability to understand this is a month end, whatever I'm supposed to process.
So for each month end, it will move backward always to post the liquidation entry in the current month or period itself.
So sometimes month end may be exactly working day. If it is exactly working day, not a problem. So on that day night, I know like this is a month end, I will liquidate. Suppose if this is a holiday, I'm jumping from working to another month, and in between there, then system identifies okay until 30th I will process, and then I will process for the first. So system takes a break. System identifies I need to do the two-step process instead of one-step process. I will do two-step process until 30th and then first separately. In a normal scenario, here what happens? Let's say if system is moving from 15 to 18, system directly process for 3 days, 15, 16, 17. But here it takes a cut, 29 to 30th one and 30th to 1 separately.
Yeah, so for holiday only I'm asking, like in normal loans we have move forward, move backward, such kind of parameters set, right?
That parameter is not there. That parameter is it is there in the ICD PR branch parameter. Okay. I have sample I see branch parameters. See, process till system date or next working day, not backward, but how you want to process it. Okay, so if Saturday, Sunday holiday comes, from Friday to include Monday also, or just a process only until Sunday, like that.
Okay. So if 30th is a holiday in Middle East, so it will take 29 provided this parameter is set to next working day -1.
It will take for 30th also because first is working day, so it will process until 30th and 29th itself.
Yeah, so it will take 29. I'm saying if the parameter next working day -1 is selected in this branch parameter, right?
Yeah, correct. So assume 30th is working day, my interest will not get credited on 29th EOD. It will do it on 30th. If first is if 30th is holiday, and I said next working day -1, then system will process 30th also on 29th itself.
Yeah, till 30th it will calculate on 29th.
If I say system date, then I will process only here. When I move next on first, when I run for first, that time only I will post the entry for 30th.
Okay. calculation also it will not be.
Yeah,
apart
correct.
from this.
Because I am processing. This is not for liquidation or for this is process. When I like in your loans you are taking like until what date I need to process that day. Okay, and then here also liquidation meeting and accrual on holidays or that features. So we have come until the accrual. So we are clear on the accrual part and liquidation, right?
Yeah, and that branch level maintenance and all, like 0-day maintenance, we call it, right? So at interest and charges, that comes under in this.
Yeah, correct. And then this is where you link this is a general, this is what we call as general condition. In IC, we call this one as general condition and special condition. This is general condition meaning linking the product code, branch code, and the account class currency code. So these combinations. So this is at the high level. At the product level, what is the parameter? Account level, if I give, then that's called special condition. So here I give that product code. Branch code, here you have option of all, which means it's applicable for all the branches. So some branches, if I want to give different rate, then I can attach that particular branch code alone. So first preference given to that particular branch code. And then let's say if I have 100 branches, if I want to give 10 branches different and remaining 90 branches different, maintain for the 10 branches and remaining everything, you put it as all. So first always system looks for that particular branch code. If it is not there, then it will go for all branch code. That is normal in FLEXCUBE, when it goes for, when it tries to find out through the iteration process. So account class is something we have to give specific. Currency code also is specific. We cannot give all here. And product code specific. And the effective date, yes, we will give some particular date. So here only we give, this is an UDE, because at the product level you have attached a rule, and that rule, whatever UDEs are there, that will come over here. And if that is having a rate code, then I can give the rate code. Suppose I give a rate code plus this UDE value, then whatever the rate value plus this value is considered as a UDE value. Let's say on DR rate, I attach one IBAR rate, or let's say some rate which is having 1.2%. Over and above 1.2, I want to apply 1%. So here if I give 1 and 1.2, system takes rate as 2.2. Okay.
So bearing is kind of normal interest calculation things without any.
Let's say this is 1.2%. So both are plus, okay. Becomes
2.2%.
2.2%. Okay, this is how it works. For TD, you'll have TD rate code on this rate code. Okay.
Okay.
In the sample, everything is fine. So interest product, do you have any anything you required?
So remaining all this is fine.
And ICD, PRMLT.
So only the 10 minutes.
This preferences.
Not fine. The part is telling you whenever the video connections are going up, it's now it went to 250, you are normal. Now they put 1 o'clock, they mentioned that it become 450. Now again we got this one. After 10 minutes again, we went to
this particular one is very neat and clear. Okay, so gives very good this manual. It is elaborated. Actually, in the bottom, and there should be another screenshot. How you attach the products. Okay, there is a account class and currency. Special condition only applicable and open. So those options are there. If I say special conditions only, then general condition will not apply. Okay, whatever the special account class level, we need to go on account level, we need to go and attach that product. Then only that interest product will work. And suppose if you are giving a rate code, then every month what system is supposed to do, that we can define whether you want to use the old rate value itself, or again find whatever the new rate value. So such features are there that you can repop up. Repopulated liquidation. So this, you just go through it. Okay. If you have created special condition and you want to like this central condition, what every time you want to use the same special condition to be copied, or only first time you do go with the special condition, next time you want to go with the special general condition. So that option is given over there. Okay.
So that special condition we're adding at account level, whatever it is, that is special.
Okay. And when it comes for the charges, as I explained earlier, and the charge product, charges screen. Here also we attach the account class and currency, but rate everything we give it over here itself. There is no other separate screen. See, here itself we give. And whatever the amount that we are mentioning, whether it want to be it has to be account currency or local currency, that also we give it over here. Because here we mention only 10, 10, 10. Let's say if I am attaching the same product or USD, INR, AED, this 10, whether it has to be a local currency or account currency is what we define over here, because charges mostly taken on the local currency. So here they will have as local currency. Slab or tier basis will come. Periodicity, whether monthly, weekly, daily one. And liquidation month, whether it is a month end or from the account opening period, whatever it is. And this is something little maybe for newcomers, it's new. If I want to charge, but customer account does not have a fund, what I am supposed to do? So what system does is you can give an option. Okay, if customer does not have fund, leave it. Or I want to put it under track. Whenever he gets a credit, then I will recover it. So that option I can give it. And then here it says customer is, I am supposed to just 100, customer is having only 25. So should I recover 25 and put the remaining as a track, or put everything as a track and block the 25? So I will wait until he gets a full 100, then only I will recover. So it is that preferences actually. And then here mention account class, currency, and what is the maximum amount of charge, minimum amount of charge. Here I mentioned what is the slab amount. And I mentioned you about cash withdrawal and deposit. As you all know, for each and every transaction, we use the transaction code. So we can put those transaction code. What if it is an item count? See, charge basis screen, right? And the interest screen. In the interest product screen, the moment I put charge basis, charge type, rule is disabled, I can give the charge basis. In the charge basis, what are the values available? this definition. If I give the item count, then I need to give the transaction codes. What are the transactions code that is included? So for cash withdrawal, let's say you have put 001 as the transaction code. Here I have given some sample.
A transaction number is
Let's say B00
like
is for cash withdrawal,
branch or
A00 is for cash deposit. So in that screen, I'll give item count as a charge basis. Here I will mention B00 and A00. So what? So both is counted as a count. So in this case, what happens at the month end? System checks how many transactions. Total 5 transactions. Because whatever is with B00 and A00 is counted for the charges. And let's say if he has given for first charge is free and the rest and all I want to charge 10, then here slab amount they'll say for first is 0 amount, for the until 9999 10 per transaction. Like that it will be mentioned. And here how the accounting entry looks, here for charges there is no accrual. It's always like, you know, the only one time posting, there is no accrual for the charges. It comes with the event code CLIC. So we debit the customer and credit income. Okay. So charges, you don't have multiple accounting entries, or you don't have back validated calculation, because there is no effective date mentioned over here. If you look at here, there is no effective date here. If I change it here, then immediately effective. So there is no back validated calculation, not much of complex like interest formula. There is no other interest formula. Whatever this charge basis, it's all system already given. Like if I want to introduce something new, then it's a customizable code change. You can go through
transaction code means
checks, how number stop payment checks, number of stop payment, number of checks issued, how much turnover customer has done, attacks, how many ad hoc statements provided. In the ad hoc statement, I can charge based on the days covered. Okay, so that will come as a slab variable. So that you will come to know when you see the existing product setup, you will come to know. As when for the statements,
it seems his speaker is not working.
Number of
no,
days.
he just muted if you see near the time. I texted him.
You have to go through the document. Maybe in this call, I cannot explain everything, but I can give you at the high level what is the idea. Okay, this is the sample I have given over here. Okay. Any doubt on the charge?
No, he's still not able to hear us, I guess.
Yeah, I pinged him in WhatsApp.
Hello?
Hello?
Or we can annotate, right?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, actually, at the time when you are explaining transaction code, how we are defining transaction, is it a branch or what? In what way we are defining the transaction code? I was asking.
It's that's a day zero setup because for any accounting entries you need a transaction code. So okay, it's a 3-digit alphanumeric. It can be numeric or alphanumeric. It's an alphanumeric without any special character. You define it. And then we have seen the accounting entry setup, right? So there we give the transaction code because that is what comes in the narration of the customer. And then internally we use that code for all these identification. Okay, so that when for cash deposit accounting entry setup, I would have used this transaction code to display in the statement. So that accounting entries, when our customer does the transaction, that's what I have done here. it will come as a B00 cash withdrawal. Transaction description I would have given as cash withdrawal. So in the statement, it will come as a cash withdrawal.
Okay.
Okay, that is the narration that comes in the statement. Plus,
Okay.
additionally, you will have something else, but this is how that identify. Even if you go to ATM, in the back end, you can see they will put some 4 or 5 transaction codes. If you take mini statement, then you will come to know there is a legend they give in the bottom or in the behind.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, we can get to know like what kind of transaction based on that transaction code need to be
Yes.
present.
Yes. So other in charge product, nothing like you have to based on the business need. Business might say, okay, leave online this one. I want to charge based on the online transaction that he performs. So for online transaction, I will give a different product. That product I would have used some particular transaction code. That transaction code I will take and use it over here.
Okay.
Or ATM withdrawal, if I want to charge for ATM withdrawal, I will have different transaction code. So based on that, now in India, what they are saying for 5 other ATM is free. So if ATM transaction coming from other ATM, then I would have used a different product and a transaction code. Based on that, I will define a charge. First 5 is free, and for every transaction, 5 dirham, 5 AED or 5 INR is charged.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, then let me go to what are the process involved in the IC calculation flow. The first step is the resolution. So for every branch, you will have an ICUOD. You have this IC process in the EOD as well as in the BOD. During EOD, all my credit interest, debit interest, and charges happens. During BOD, my term deposit process happens. Okay, in term deposit, I have an event called liquidation and rollover and all those things, maturity, everything. So that happens during the BOD. So BOD is meant for the TDs, and during EOD process, I do the charges and interest portion and the current account savings account. So EOD I will do the CASA, and during BOD I do the TD. So in the EOD itself, during the day, if you have modified a role or product, or you modified something on the account which is having a special condition, or you modified the rate, or you introduced a new default rate with some effective date. So that day EOD system will fire the resolution. So here we have to understand what is the meaning of resolution. As I told you, system does not go and take everything during the calculation from the maintenance table. Whatever maintenance is done, let's say if I have the special condition, the system resolve what is the UD values at some particular table. So that is why we are doing like that, for the performance only. But in current bank, I have more than 3 million accounts. Every day I am running a calculation for all 3 million accounts. So, and my EOD window is very less. For the performance, what FlexCube does is system does this resolution and takes into the calculation tables. And if I create any new account, or if I modify, if I am removing interest product from specific account class, then I need to stop the calculation. So that I am doing it. And if I am doing any rate change backdated, then I need to know what from which date I need to calculate. So that process, everything is done in the resolution. So in this resolution, no accounting entry is posted. So just system prepares the working tables. nothing else. Just prepares the working table. Suppose if you have any problem like this interest, there is a table ICTB Act PR where it stores what are the interest and charge products associated with that account. If it is not coming here, then there is a problem in resolution. So there is a table called ICTB main queue. This table stores what are the resolution pending for that particular branch, goes for the branch wise. Okay, so when my ICOD starts, system goes and checks in this table for the branch, any unprocessed is there. If there is nothing, then this is success. If anything is there and unprocessed, it may be either of these 5. Either rule is modified, or product is modified, or account is modified, or default rate change happen when UDEval changes, or rate code is modified. So if a rate code is modified, then if this rate is attached with multiple accounts or multiple account classes, everything will go for a repopulation. So only just population of the working table. One
So
is
this will have only the list of accounts to be reprocessed, right?
list of accounts.
This,
Let's say I modified only the product. Okay, then it will have only one entry for the product. But system underlying asking, okay, this is the product modification. So I need to repopulate whatever the accounts associated with that product. Okay,
that
so
resolution will not happen now.
that also will happen. That also
That also will happen.
So if it is CASA, it's only that account.
Mhm.
Okay, if it is a default rate change happens, then it's a combination, right? Account class, branch, currency, and
So
only that.
where and all it is linked, those accounts will be picked and
So this is very minimal. This is next level. This is another level. So if my rule is modified, this rule, one rule may be associated with multiple IC products. Okay, one same rule might have been used in multiple products. So this is the high level. If my rule is modified, then underlying product has to be resolved. If I'll go for the underlying product, then I may have to resolve all the accounts. So modifying the rule is having a bigger impact than rest.
This is a EOD process only, not just a
EOD process, but still what in some banks what they do is only this IC resolution part alone they run it before the EOD.
Oh,
Because this guy does not post any accounting, it is just a population of working table, right? So until night 10 o'clock, let's say if I'm starting my EOD at 12 o'clock, this IC resolution itself, if it takes 1 hour, then I'm eating extra 1 hour in the EOD window. Instead of that, I will process at 10 o'clock. From after 10 o'clock, if anything is there, then that's a small volume. That I can do it later. Okay, so this IC resolution is the instead of keeping inside the this one, some banks they write some to call this particular procedure or function separately from the outside, so that my EOD window will be reduced. Okay, for the benefit of others, like why we are reducing the EOD window, because during the EOD window, I don't allow certain online transactions, and so many operations are restricted, and some bank users cannot log in. So in order to avoid that, we have to minimize the EOD window. And then after this working table setup, this table gets populated, ICTB ACPR. And ICTB charge will also populated for the charges for the ceiling. So system goes and looks for this particular table, whatever the next liquidation date and interest charge product that gets resolved using this charge well. This is where I have the item count values and everything, based on the number of transactions and everything. This gets populated. This gets populated using this my charges resolved and accounting entries posted. Once the ceiling is over, then next come for the interest product. The same ICTB ACPR is having a interest product linking also. And then ICTB entries, I have what is the accrual until the next liquidation, what is the expected amount for the liquidation, so far how much I have accrued, what is pending for accrual, and for formula wise it will have. Okay. ICDB UDE val row. This is something. It is this ICDB, the resolution process only. It stores the UDE values here. This again based on the special condition or general condition, it will have a value for both. There is a condition type, COND underscore type is the column name. For 0, it is special condition, 1 is general condition, like that it will be there. Nothing vice versa. And inside that it does the IACR, first accrual happens, subsequently I liquidation happens. Once that interest liquidation happens, then you will see it in the ICTB daily log. Once the liquidation is done, the amount and everything, you can see it in the ICDB entries history. See, even accrual also it moves to ICDB entries history. There is a flag called LIQN. If it is Y, then that is a liquidation entry. If it is no, then it's an accrual entry. And if you want to know how the amount is derived, you can verify in the ICTB iCalc statement. There are multiple things are there. For formula wise, what was the SDE value for the calculation? What was the UDE value considered? What was the result? How it has arrived, and all everything is given clearly. But expression, we have to take it from rule only. But for the expression, what was the each variable value, that everything we will get it from ICDB iCalc statement.
In the Java version also, the tables do not change, right?
For Java version, they are given separate, at least the tables they try to write in the same thing. PLSQL to Java mapping is given in the another document. I will share it with you.
Oh, okay. So which Java package or class will it reflects it?
As a consulting, we will not do any modifications. For understanding, yes, we can check that. So what they have done is they try to maintain the same over here also. Maybe additional columns will be there. Whatever was there in Java version, sorry, PLSQL version, same thing is maintained in Java also. The claim is whatever PLSQL code is just recreated as a Java code.
There is no tuning at all.
So rest of the process, whatever the understanding so far you had in the previous version, PLSQL version, with the same understanding, same functionality, they moved it to Java code. So it's just a technical change, no business logic change. And yeah, additional feature will be there, like we have seen something. Additional features will be there. That's it. Apart from that, you are not going to a totally new product. It's the same product, it's just another version. Technical only a difference. For tech is only different. For functional people, it remains same. Okay. And what we have seen is account class setup we have seen. And IC product, interest product, charge product, and in interest product we have seen accrual liquidation. How the IC rule is set up. IC rule with the SDE, UDE, and formulas. Accounting rule setup, accrual and liquidation entry, and the default rate maintenance, IC resolution process we have seen. And after IC resolution process, charge process first, and then accrual liquidation. And during the BOD, liquid TD entries are getting posted. For us, that's at the table, everything remains same. For the TD, you have extra table where it stores ICTB, TD, pay-in details, payout details, and everything. So otherwise, the calculation logic, the tables, underlying table, everything same. For ICTB, UD, well, those same. IC calculation table, all those things are same. Okay.
Those tables populations and all, it's based on jobs, is it like everything taken care by individual jobs, is it one by one?
That's what as I told you, when it comes to resolution, it checks what type of resolution. If it is a rule, then it has to take care of all these things.
So
Product
that entry will get into the maintenance queue table.
maintenance queue table. There I have the maintenance type. There is one column called maintenance type. There it checks which type it is. Based on that, inside it calls the necessary function and procedure to populate the rest of the things.
So they have given some documents to refer it, and some jobs and all they have listed it. We haven't go through completely. So I just want to understand like this. This is what that jobs does, is it?
Correct.
These last jobs.
This is one of the process. Correct. Here is what mentioned, right? This again, even I need to go through this. This TD EOD is for the TD processing.
So here the cutoff is there, no? That is the first job. Then you have the EOD and the BOD.
AC, BC
So
cutoff.
like cutoff.
No separate scheduler or anything, just in the FCUBS itself.
Scheduler, actually it is common. First time it will be called from scheduler. Okay, first call to the job will be from scheduler. Then it is like a function. So from each function, like first they will have an order. Cutoff is the first one. Second is EOD. Third is BOD. That is a sequence maintained. That is how it previously used to work. Now we need to see how it is.
The same
So
thing.
just
Now also it will be. Now also it should be same. Basically in the
so
previous.
these are all function ID, is it? Like if we search.
These are all function. You have the screen function ID, right? Similar to that, this is also function ID, and in the table it is maintained with the sequence number. Okay, so assume in your Java code you will order it based on sequence number ID, ascending order, and you will call each function ID separately in order. So first the cutoff will be called once it is success, then only the next POD, then only BOD, like that.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay. So maybe you have to go through once again. You have to work. I think I have given some hands-on for Infant and Nitya to create all these things without giving this training. But now they have to go back again and try to create some more.
No, just forget about the training. Start from the first scratch. Okay, this is just for your understanding. Again, you do the screen-wise maintenance and complete till the last step.
Correct.
Okay, and find out if there is any issue, then we can conduct this training with approach.
Okay. So in case anything, you can ping me. Okay. We'll see how to. If anything else required or if any another training, then we'll coordinate. Okay.
Yes. Sure.
Thank you so much.